Hey there! Welcome back. Tammy Kabell here again, founder and CEO of Career Resume Consulting. And when we last left our hero, we were talking about a job interview questioning strategy or a question strategy that you can use in order to win the job. Now, if you watched Executive Interview Job Question Strategy Part 1. That's what it was called. If you've just finished watching that, you'll remember that I had you write down 4 different things that you want to find out about an employer. And that is their pain points, their aspirations, their immediate needs, and their long-term growth goals. Okay? So if you haven't written those down, I want you to write those down. Again, it's pain points, aspirations, immediate needs, and growth goals. So I'm going to get into further what you want to do. When we last left the video, and thanks to the magic of video, I'm now wearing something else and my hair is a little different, and it's a different time of day, so we've got some sunlight in the background. When we last left the video, we were talking about pain points and how to find out what a company's pain point is or what a hiring manager's pain points are. And 60% of people buy on pain points or based on their pain, solving some sort of pain. And you always have to keep in mind, as a consultative salesperson selling yourself into a job, you are the product, you are the service, and you are also the salesperson for this job, okay? So you want to sell on their pain, so you want to find out what their pain is first. In the first 10 minutes, ask the question like, what is the biggest challenge facing the company or facing this division or department in the next 6 to 12 months? You can also ask, as far as pain points go, you can ask, let me think. What are fires that you're constantly trying to put out but never seem to go away? What kind of fires are those? And again, you're going to make yourself relevant to whatever that pain point is. So if the hiring manager says, well, we're always having trouble with XYZ, we can never seem to make that problem go away, it would be great if you could then go, oh, well, actually, that's one of my strengths. Or, oh, actually, I've got about 10 years of experience doing that. In my last job, I was doing this, and then you give them a specific example using what I call a SOAR story: situation, opportunity that it presented you, the action you took, and the quantifiable result. And that we'll cover in another video. But you want to come back with a specific example or a story where you have done that particular solving of that pain point, right? So let's move on to aspirations. I said that 60% of people buy to solve a pain point, to solve a problem. 40% of people buy, and that's going to be 40% of hiring managers hire, to solve an aspiration. You want to be the bridge that's going to take them to where they want to get to. All right? You want to be that bridge that takes them to where they want to be. And the way that you do that is you ask them, where do you see this department in 1 to 3 years? Where would you like to take the company in 3 years or 5 years? Where would you like to see it regarding the marketplace, competitive advantage? What would you like to see happen in 1 year or 3 years? Find out what their short-term aspirations are and their long-term aspirations are. Now, they may have, like I said in the last video, their aspiration may be just to tread water because they've grown substantially for the last 3 to 5 years, and they just need to solve all of these growth pains that are happening right now. That may be what's happening. Or they may not have come out of the recession in the same place that they were prior to the recession. So it could be that they're wanting to stop the hemorrhaging or to gain back the big clients that they lost when the recession hit and those clients left. So then you come back and be relevant to that aspiration. Oh, I've got a lot of experience in bringing back clients that have left. So I would be very happy to help you with that. As a matter of fact, there was this one time that I had a dormant client, and you can go on into that story. Okay? So that's aspirations. Now, something that I added about a year and a half ago to the questioning strategy for my clients is asking about immediate needs. This is a big one because what I was experiencing was my clients were hearing, "You're perfect for the job. We love you. You would get along with everybody. We're just not ready to pull the trigger right now. We don't want to hire at this time, but maybe in 60 to 90 days. Well, you don't want to hear that. You don't want a job in 60 to 90 days. You want a job in a week. If you found the right company, there should not be any reason to keep from moving forward in the process. So you need to ask this very important question, and that is, if you were able to change one thing about the business today, what would it be? Or if, for instance, you're talking to a departmental manager or a divisional VP, if you were to change one thing about this division, what would it be? Now, the answer to that may or may not lie within the scope of responsibilities of the job that you are applying for. However, if you have any experience in dealing with that one thing that they want to change today, then you need to give them an example of how you've changed that thing, how you've solved that problem or put out that fire. All right? And again, like I said in part 1 of the videos, you need to make it feel like a very easy game of tennis where you're lobbing the ball back and forth. You ask the question, what would you change today? Get their answer, and then come back with an answer of, oh, actually, I've got some experience in that. Let me tell you a story about it. And then you go into that story. Okay? So that's how to get to their immediate need. That means that in their heads, they're thinking, this is the person we need yesterday. I want to hire this person right now because he or she can change what it is that I'm looking to fix right now. So you need to make yourself relevant to their immediate needs. And then finally, number 4 is their growth goals. These are long-term growth goals. They could be short-term, so you could ask, do you have growth goals set for this present year? And if so, how far along are you to meeting those goals? Or do you have, if it's the turn of the new year, do you have goals set for this coming year? And if so, what are they as far as growth goes? And what's your plan to reach that? You want to find out how organized they are and what their expectations are, because you need to do due diligence to make sure that you're getting in with a company that has reasonable expectations and that can set you up for success and not set you up for failure. And then one of the ways that you do that is you ask about their growth goals in the short term and then ask about long-term growth. So when it comes to long-term growth, where would you like to see yourself in the market? And that's where you can shine by showing them some of your research about their company. For instance, if you found out through a Google search, and I'm talking using Google Chrome, putting in the name of the company and the city and state that the company resides in, and then looking back 6 pages in Google search results for your search. Also looking on YouTube for that company name, see if it's out there, and also looking on, let's see, what else, their Facebook page, their LinkedIn page. There are other places like Quantcast, QUANTCAST.com, or Hoovers.com, HOOVERS.com, or Compete, COMPETE.com will give you some information on some of the larger companies, not so much on the smaller companies. With the smaller companies, a great place to look is Manta, MANTA, And you're going to have to put the name of the company and the city and state, and it will give you some choices. Sometimes their search results are a little screwy and you have to look a little bit, but you can find a great profile that'll give you a lot of information about the company that is usually not found. It'll also give you the Dun & Bradstreet numbers for what was their annual revenue, even if they're a private company, what year were they founded, how many employees do they have. It's always better to set up an account with Manta. It's free, and it will give you more information than if you look without signing in or logging in as an account member. It only takes a minute to sign up, and they never send you any spam, so I would sign up for it. So with all of that in mind, you can say, I noticed that you're number 3 in the marketplace, or I noticed that you have about 14% market share. What are your plans to gain market share in the coming 1 to 3 years? And with your competitors, XYZ and ABC, how do they hold a competitive advantage over you? And how would you like to leapfrog your competition to be better than them? You can use technology, you can use operational efficiencies, you can invest more in infrastructure in the company, invest more in advertising. There's a lot of different ways to leapfrog the competition. So find out what their ways are to leapfrog that competition and see what you can do to be relevant to whatever that is. That doesn't have to mean that you've been in a money-making capacity like sales or even marketing. It could mean that you've been in operations or finance or even IT, but you've used some ideas or innovative ideas to help improve the bottom line profit margins and help grow the company, even though you're not in a money-making job that's considered a profit center versus a cost center. Actually, one of the favorite things that I like to put in a resume, just as an aside, is for people like IT, if they are IT leaders, putting on their resume that they often turn IT cost centers into profit centers by saving the company more than it costs to maintain their IT because of innovative thinking, because of process improvements, because of automation and things like that. So it's always good to talk about profit centers when it comes to a company. So we've covered today the 4 things that you want to ask about, and what I've found is that if you ask about their pain points, their aspirations, their immediate needs, and their growth goals, you're actually going to be well ahead of anybody else that's going to just wait and listen for a question and then answer it to the best of their ability. You don't want to be just a winning candidate. You want to be an expert, and you want to be an answer to their problems and the bridge that's going to take them to where they want to be. When you are those things, you are considered an investment, not just a winning candidate. So this allows you to get into companies that didn't have anything, posted publicly out there as a position. It allows you to get a position created for you because you are an investment that will pay great dividends. You are an investment that's going to pay a huge return. Okay? So ask these questions in an interview, especially in an executive interview, and you'll find that you will be far and ahead the lead candidate and most likely will get a job offer. And it also sets you up as an expert. It also sets you up to be able to negotiate very easily to get a higher compensation package and to get what you need. If ever you need any of our one-on-one advice, or if you're in a hiring process and you want me personally to help you through that hiring process, call me immediately and I can get you on my schedule. So you can call our offices at 816-600-2478. You can go to our website at careerresumeconsulting.com. And again, our offices are 816-600-2478. And I do a la carte hiring process. It's actually negotiation coaching and interview coaching. So it helps you win the job, and then once you get the job, I help you get many thousands of dollars more, usually tens of thousands of dollars more than they originally offer you. So I hope this has been helpful for you, and have a very prosperous week, and I look forward to hearing about your success. Thanks. Bye now.